Yeah, that's okay.
I can make frozen dinners, hot dogs, eggs. Yeah,
My name's Alexis Campbell and I'm Operations Director at Permacultivate. We're an educational nonprofit located in the city of Reading, and we run Reading Roots Urban Farm. So this is Reading Roots Urban Farm at the Penn Street Farmers Market. We're selling some of the things that we grow in the city greenhouse, which is one of our locations for the farm. And we have some perennial plants, we have annual plants, we have crushed cut herbs, fresh cut spinach and greens, and we're trying to promote healthy eating and also urban farming. Reading Roots Urban Farm is an intensive food production operation located within the city of Reading. Our first location, which we started last spring, is in the city greenhouse. And in the city greenhouse, we're doing all sorts of interesting methods for growing food in an urban space. One of those things is aquaponics, which is the integration of hydroponics, growing plants in water, with aquaculture, which is growing fish. So it's a closed loop system where the fish waste is actually feeding the plants that we're growing in the greenhouse. It's a completely soilless system, and it's a really great model for something that can, be very productive in a space where there's very limited access to soil or space. Another thing that we're doing in the city greenhouse is vermicomposting. The aquaponics system is an example of a permaculture design, which is something that we also promote as an organization. Permaculture is utilizing nature as a model for different systems that can be very highly productive and low maintenance for human use. So the aquaponics system is an example of that, and using the fish, which is a biological factor, as opposed to something that's really high-tech to produce our food, is an example of permaculture. Another example of using biology instead of technology in the greenhouse is our worm composting. And what we do in the greenhouse, any waste that we have is getting recycled in our worm bins, where the worms are consuming any organic matter that we're putting into the bins, and then they're turning it into really nutritious and biologically active and healthy soil that we can use to grow plants. So that's also another system, or closed loop system, that we have going on in the greenhouse, where all of our waste is actually going into our production and being utilized as a resource. We have a couple of workshops planned for this year. One of our goals is education, and we've been working pretty closely in the past year with the Reading School District, providing different activities for the kids to come into the greenhouse and experience something that they're not normally exposed to in the classroom. It's a real hands-on experience in the greenhouse. But this year we're doing workshops that are available to everyone in the public, and we'll be having one every month for the rest of the year. And our next workshop that we have scheduled is container gardening and gardening for the urban landscape. So trying to be timely for the time of season that we're in. We're trying to educate people and demonstrate how we can creatively use what we have around us and what resources we have to grow food in places where it wouldn't normally be growing. So in areas that are covered with concrete, or on a back porch or on your windowsill, how to use those spaces creatively and how to use them productively. So Reading Roots Urban Farm is in its second year of operation, and we're really excited this year because we're actually growing and we're expanding our farm site from just the operation in City Greenhouse. We now have a 2-acre lot in South Reading, which has been vacant for probably over 40 years, is now going to be turned into Reading Roots Urban Farm farm site and an educational site. And we really want that to be the main location for our intensive food production. We're going to be doing some permaculture design there. We're going to be demonstrating lots of different ways to grow food in a city or grow food intensively. And that's also going to be our area for education and different field trips and groups. And we want it to be a really great destination, a place to go in the city that's going to draw people in. And we're right across the street from Redding River Tribe down there and the tea factory. There's a lot of really interesting things going on down there. There's a co-working space in the tea factory, and Redding River Tribe is down there. He has boat rentals and different things and tours down the river. And what we're doing down there as a group is we're working together to make the riverfront a great destination to visit for ecotourism and also
Kita mga